Okay, so I didn't really know how to go about this video because I wasn't sure if I should assume you guys know about Arknights or Avimuji or neither. But because Arknights assumes that you already watched Avimuji, it builds on its story and makes a lot of reference to it. We'll get to it. I'm gonna do the same and assume you know Avimuji but don't know Arknights. So, if you haven't already watched Avimuji, you should. Okay, let's go. So, Mujica is in Tokyo when suddenly the disbandment argument from episode 5 begins to replay. I don't know how to describe it. Like, they're like fading a little bit. It's weird. Anyways, it starts raining and Saki gets like emo, as one does when it rains. Fades to black. Saki wakes up and is somehow a Rhodes Island operator in Terra. So, we are jumping right into Arknights. First of all, Terra is a continent, planet, I don't know. It's a place. It's a place in Arknights. It has regions that are based on real world locations, and we go to a couple of them in this event. We'll go through it. And then Rhodes Island is a pharmaceutical company, but it's really like a paramilitary. Don't ask questions. It's not important to this event. So, Saki is a Sarkaz who does not have Sarkaz horns. Those are Cabernet horns, and I went down this hill. Okay, so everyone in Arknights, it has like a race, or they're of a race that is based on an animal or creature. They can be like real animals or mythological creatures. So Saki is a Sarkaz, which are based on demons. You can tell by her tail and not her horns. Also, jumping the gun here, Saki's parents in this like alternate world are also Sarkaz, but they don't have tails. Like, you cannot tell me those aren't goat horns. Okay, anyways. So Saki does not remember Tokyo or Avimuji. Dramatic gasp. Miss, I will become God myself. Okay. Miss, give your lives to me. Whatever. She thinks it was just a dream, like a nightmare. So she goes off with Operator Vigna to go do errands on Rhodes, and everyone loves being around her. Girl's kind of like she's like living a diva life, but she's also low-key a workaholic. Some things never change. So the dreams thing is very obvious from the beginning. Like, Ika talks about, like, dreams. It gets, like, drilled into your head throughout the entire event. It's usual Arknights things. It's whatever. So gasp, shocking reveal. Saki joined Rhodes Island in Terra, in this alternate world or whatever, because her mom died of oropathy. If you play Arknights Enfield, you probably already know about this, but in Terra, there are these cancer rocks called originium, and they cause a disease called oropathy, and Rhodes Island's mission is to cure oropathy and stop its spread, so that's what Saki's here for. Saki and Vigna meet up with Operators Iris and Benna. They have appeared before in Arknights. I don't really remember when. I don't care. They're gonna go to Victoria to find a girl named Anne. So, first new region. Victoria is based on the Britain Empire during the Victorian era. Something you might notice is that Arknights regions are not just based off of, like, real-world locations, like how, like, what, Genshin, I guess, does it, but they're usually, like, based on, like, a very specific time period, and they're stuck there. Also, Saki is from Victoria. I was laughing. British Saki? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh, okay, so an important thing that Iris explained is this thing called the Castle of Dreams. It's like a Victorian fairy tale about fairies whose originium arts, which is like Arknight's magic system, it allows them to create sweet dreams for children, but like it's not really a fairy tale because Iris and Benna are fairies, and Iris is the current master of the castle. So their mission here is to go to Anne, that girl named Anne, and grant her one last sweet dream before she becomes an adult. So the girls split up, and this grandma helps Saki find Anne's house, and Saki finds her deadbeat drunkard dad who looks suspiciously like her own dad. So I don't remember what happens. They don't get in an argument. They don't fight. I think not Saki's dad. Anne's dad is like, he confuses Saki for Anne, and there's like a whole thing. Saki has like a little bit of a moment before she just walks out. And she finds Anne, and they have a little heart-to-heart, and Saki plays a lullaby for Anne's birthday. Mission complete, yay. The group meets up again, and Iris tells Saki about the danger of being in a dream, because you know that whole trope of like, oh, if you stay in a dream, you'll never face reality. It's a common trope. You probably know it. So Iris gifts Saki a necklace imbued with originium arts that will keep nightmares away. This is important, keep it in mind. Right after this, as Saki and Co are getting ready to leave, everyone disappears, gasp. And suddenly, Saki appears back on the Rhodes Island landship, and things are getting weird. She wakes up, I don't know if she passes, it fades to black, and then she wakes up again, and she wakes up in this, big old hall with some very familiar chairs, and we enter our villain, our diva, our absolute drama queen, Morpheus. Morpheus introduces herself as the master of the castle, which is strange, because Iris just said that, a couple minutes ago. She has these, lackeys called Corridans? I'm gonna call them Corridans. And also this guy named Wolf. Okay, now I am talking to my Arknights fans right now. What the hell is Wolf? What is it? At a first glance, it's a bestial lupo, but then it has, what? I don't remember. 3 eyes? It has multiple eyes. And I swear to God, Wolf was a character in a previous event, but then I looked it up, and it doesn't have a wiki page. Not even in, the minor characters, super page. It doesn't have anything. So, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. But I swear to God I've seen Wolf somewhere. Anyways, so, turns out, Saki has been trapped in the Castle of Dreams, and her time in Rhodes Island was a dream spun by Morpheus. However, do note, Rhodes Island, its operators, and Terra are real in this... It's weird, because, they are real, and, Morpheus does tell her that. Because Morpheus and Iris, they have, history. But then, how was she making a dream about Rhodes Island if Saki never knew about Rhodes Island and Terra? They were in Tokyo at the beginning of the event. Anyways. I also want to point out something I saw on Twitter. So, in Arknights, the experience, the leveling items for operators are called operator records, but they also have, lore to them. So in canon, these operator records are recordings of battles that Rhodes Island operators went through, and then they're studied by other operators, they watch them. So the Doctor is having these high school girls from Earth, right, watch videos of, gruesome battles, which is crazy. And, Mutsumi's voice line, the characters have voice lines when they watch operator records. And Mutsumi's voice line is
わかってる。これはパフォーマンスじゃない。この人たち、本当に死んだんだ。
actually diabolical. But I think Umari's, it's even crazier. That girl is not afraid to kill, I fear. Holy tangent. Okay, so Morpheus has trapped all of Ab and Muji in their own sweet dreams, and she's like, I'm gonna keep all of you here because I'm freaking bored. And Saki's obviously no, you cannot do that. So Morpheus and Saki make a bet. Morpheus will let Saki into the girls' dreams, and if she can wake them all up, they can leave, otherwise all of them will be trapped forever. This feels like an invasion of privacy. Both Iris and Morpheus told Saki that the dream that they spin stem from, a person's deepest desires. And, yeah, I know this is life or death, but, think about it. I'd feel bad if I went into my friend's dreams and found out about their deepest desires. Ooh, no. And without them knowing? Oh, also, when Saki woke up from the dream, she was back to, her human form. She's in, her school uniform. But when she goes into the dream, she goes back to her sarcasm form. I don't know why. I think they just wanted to show off her Rhodes Island fit, which is slang, I have to say. So, first invasion of privacy. Saki ends up in Lungmen. Lungmen is a city-state within the region of Yan. It's basically Hong Kong. No, it's literally just Hong Kong. Saki gets there, and she's like, whoa, there's modern buildings and cars and stuff. So Lungmen, if I recall correctly, has a decently big name in the entertainment industry. Are we picking up what I'm putting down? Also, Saki is, shocked at the animal ears. I don't know why. It's like she didn't just dream about Rhodes Island, and, she saw Morpheus. She saw the ears. Okay, girl, welcome to Terra. Anyways, welcome to the diva ever, Nyamu's dreamland, where her ads are literally everywhere. And the Lungmenites all love her. Even this, old man, he's like, oh, she's my granddaughter, which, ick. Also, Nyamu is a feline, which is, of course, based on cats, so she's a silly little cat girl who's surprised. Nyamu recently starred in a film called The Drummer Girl, about a girl who decides to play drums for, the rest of her life or something. I don't remember, actually, but Deepest Desires, BTW. So Saki is low-key freaking out because she's getting swept away by a crowd of Nyamu fans. Meanwhile, Morpheus is having the time of her life watching this because she is insane. Wolf, on the other hand, is like, I don't know, boss, this feels kind of mean because Saki is obviously not going to win this bet. Morpheus is like, whatever, dude, this is awesome. So now we get a little peek into Nyamu's dream life as a famous actor, and it's hilarious because these two Lungmanites are literally cursing each other out in Chinese in front of her, and they get in a fist fight. So her director and scriptwriter are in the hospital. Okay. So Nyamu gets a break, and she gets a call from her mom, and it's literally the scene from... Whoa, what episode is that? I don't remember what... I'll figure it out later. It's literally the scene from that one episode where she calls her mom when she's having a bad day, and then her mom and her sisters cheer up. This is sick and twisted! This is her dreamland! This is her deepest desire! Oh my god. After calling her family, she gets like a last-minute offer to do a variety show with Arknights #1 idol, Miss Sora. That's my diva. So Nyamu's like, okay, I'll do it. And she has a little moment, because she has some free time for the first time in a while, and she's like, oh my god, I haven't played the drums in a really long time. But she's like, some things are best left behind, girl. I know what you are. You yearn for the drums. So back to Saki. She's trying to figure out how she can get into the variety show and get to Nyamu, and this shady ass looking dude is like, hey, I can get you in if you pay me. Girl, run. He's gonna kill you. But then Saki's like, I need to get Nyamu out of here. So here's literally everything in my wallet. Girl. So this strange man gets Saki to a staff access only area, and Saki's freaking out when a guard sees them. And just as they're about to get caught, Mr. Strange Man busts out some crazy improv and starts yelling at her, pretending that she's the stagehand for the variety show and like he's her boss. And his guard does not bat an eye. He's even like, he's like telling the Mr. Strange Man, he's like, dude, lay off, you're scaring her. And Mr. Strange Man is like, brother, if she doesn't do her goddamn job, I will be docking her pay. And the guard is like, I can't help you with this. So Saki and Mr. Strange Man get into the staff area successfully, yay. But Operator Croissant and Penguin Logistics are there because Penlog are Sora's friends and guards, and they have drones. So obviously, Saki and Improv King are on the run from these goddamn drones, when Morpheus interrupts them to taunt Saki. Meanwhile, Sora and Nyamu are doing a little actor-to-actor interview talking about Nyamu's acting methods, and she's talking about Mutsumi. Oh my god, I feel insane. Nyamu talks about how she tried to understand the thoughts of a doll, and how some people are born with a silver spoon. Like, I need to talk about how good Arknights is at referencing the source material when they do collabs. Like, I haven't actually watched Denmeshi, I should, and I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege or Monster Hunter, but I've heard that those collabs are also really good at, like, staying true to their source material, and the Avid Muji collab is just as good. Like, I'm not sure exactly who did the writing, but if it was Hypergriff, the creators and writers of Arknights, if they were the ones doing most of the work, props to them. Oh my god, they get it. They get it so bad. So to end off the variety show, Sora and Nyamu act out a scene from Nyamu's movie The Drummer Girl. And the whole time Nyamu is having like a little bit of a crisis, because she's like, I do want to play the drums, but I'm an actor now. This is just what I have to do. Anyways, she's falling out of a window. Saki is here to save the day by Loki kidnapping Nyamu and launching both of them out of the window of what I assume is a high floor. Like, look at the CG. That's a skyline. Those are skyscrapers. This is Hong Kong. Like, I know it's a dream, but what are we doing here? Also, Saki tells Nyamu, where is my sharp-witted, silver-tongued Yutenji-san? That is so cute. But that's the end of Nyamu's dream. They end kind of abruptly. They end kind of abruptly in the moment, but don't worry, we're coming back to them later. Okay, next dream. Welcome to Siracusa, one of my favorite regions from Arknights. It's based on Italy. If there's one thing you gotta know about Siracusa, it's that there's a lot of mafia families that run the place. We begin in a jail cell. Yahata Umari has been arrested. Again, this is a dreamland. Umari is a lupo, so she is a wolf. A majority of the Siracusans are wolves. Also, Umari's fit might be my favorite from this event. Like, god, look at her. She's so gender. Oh my god. Slay. So Umari got bailed out of jail. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But she gets ambushed by this family who accuse her of being a traitor and causing the downfall of their family. Because it turns out Umari is not in 30 bands in her dream. She is in 30 goddamn mafia groups. I feel insane talking about this particular dream because, like, Umari is the only one actively committing murder in her dream. And like I said earlier, Umari just does not give a damn about watching people die on the operator records. Like, girl. So, Umari beats the hell out of these mafioso and leaves. Meanwhile, Saki arrives and is warned by a grandma that the alleys are dangerous, but Saki's got more important things to worry about. She finds a student named Francis, he's important later, and he brings her to a family that is trying to recruit Umari. Umari is like, no, I'm a lone wolf. I shouldn't laugh. Francis explains that Umidi was hired by their family. What is their name? I swear they had a name, but maybe not. I don't know. But Umidi got a job from this other family, the one trying to recruit her right now, and then she was put in jail for like half a year. And during that time, Francis' family was destroyed by another family. So Francis and the boys think that Umidi sold them out, but don't forget, Saki is smart. She knows Umidi would never betray someone, no matter the universe, and so she figures out that the other family intentionally hired Umidi to get arrested so that they could break apart Francis and his boys. Actually, okay, wait. I don't remember if Umidi is actually killing anyone in her dream. Like, I feel like that's a step too far. Oh my god. Hypergriff in the writing room just being like, yeah, let's get this, 15, 16-year-old to kill. I think it's mentioned that she fakes her kills, but I'm not really sure how she's doing all that. Because, like, it's Shirakuza. Well, whatever. So Saki gets caught by the family and faces off Umidi, and can we talk about how Saki and Umidi have swords? I know, it's a dream. I know the game calls it, like, Saki's self-defense weapon, but let's be so for real. They're still in Terra. Like, Morpheus is spinning them dreams based on Terra, and Terra is so messed up, I feel insane. Saki's like, I know you want a place to call home, because Umidi really liked Francis and the boys. They played music together, and they were having fun, like a big old family, and Saki's like, come leave with me. End scene. Okay, so for some reason, I don't think it's ever mentioned where this next dream takes place. I only know that it takes place in Colombia because of the exclusive icons for the event. So, welcome to Colombia. This place is based on America and Canada. Look, I wasn't the one who did the world building of this place. So Saki arrives on this island some ways off from the mainland, and her ferryman tells her that she has, like, until noon before they gotta hop ship and head back. Very Cinderella. I feel like it should be obvious that this is Uika's dream, and I think that this should not have taken place in goddamn America, but instead in Higashi, because this is literally the island from Saki and Uika's childhood, but whatever. Uika is a Paro, she is a golden retriever and everybody knows it. She's helping Aya Fiala test how much more deaf she's gotten. Okay, so for those curious, Aya has been losing her, like, senses due to oropathy. My Enfield players may recognize her as Reconvener Ardelia's original operator. So Aya is unfortunately a little more deaf, and she asks Uika to sing her a song. Guess what Uika sings? It's in prison... what is X? In prison 12. She sings in prison 12. Do not piss me off. She sings to Aya, and Aya's like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Did you write it? And Uika's like, I don't know. Meanwhile, Saki is asking the locals around, and some old woman leads her to this man who supposedly knows more people than anyone else on the island, but even he doesn't know who Uika is. It is looking dire. Then the man is like, oh, you know, there's this, like, villa with somebody living there, and Saki's like, ooh, I gotta get there. I could probably get there quickly by car. And the locals are like, oh no, we don't have cars. Because of course they don't. So they give her, like, a janky-ass bike, and I already know it's gonna be bad, because I don't think Saki is shown as often to be, like, unfit. Like, at least not as much as Tomari. But I just know that girl is not built to be on a bike. And I am right, because she goes careening downhill, which is awful. Because I know how terrifying it is to go down, like, a giant hill on a bike that you don't know how to ride. Absolutely not. And she's, like, screaming. It's a little funny. I know she's screaming for her life, but it's a little funny. And Morpheus agrees, obviously. She's watching this whole thing go down, and Wolf again is like, I don't know about this man. Wolf is kind of real for that. Now, Uika invites Aya to the villa that she is the housekeeper for. And of course Aya is like, isn't it lonely to live here alone? And Uika, I swear to God she says this. The owner of this place, she hasn't been back for a very long time. It sounds like you really miss her. Yes, our relationship might be a bit more special than master and servant. Ugh! Don't piss me off. Okay. She was the first one to see me as I am. She was the first one to ever make friends with me. She loved playing the piano. I would sit next to her and sing along. At first we were happy. So very happy. Don't piss me off, Hypergriff. Now, okay, listen. I am not an Uisaki fan. In fact, I'm a Mutsusaki fan. Sue me. And I have to be honest, like, I don't vibe with the whole secret family thing. It's not my favorite trope ever, but even I know. Even me. I know that this is sick and twisted, because I don't know if I was really making it clear from the other dreams, but the girls don't remember Saki. They don't remember Abemuji, so Uika is just yearning for a memory she doesn't recall in her perfect dream, and I think that is just so evil. Anyways, Saki falls off the bike. Can't say I'm surprised, but she actually made it to the villa, and it's the same villa where they played together. I'm sick of this. Why is this taking place in Colombia? Saki is shocked that Uika's dream would have this villa, and Morpheus is like, well, duh. Her deepest desire is to be with you, and she's never gonna get what she wants. Evil. Morpheus is evil for this. Well, I mean, I guess it is Uika's dream that formed this place. So Aya and Uika are having a little heart-to-heart, because Aya's like, girl, you can't live like this. You should go find her and talk to her face-to-face. Just like how Uika left the island to find Saki and Cannon, so the layers of Imprisoned 12 play again. You hate me, Hypergriff. And Uika's like, you're right, I'm gonna go find her. Guess what? Guess freaking what? Saki gets to the villa right as Uika left. Ugh. Morpheus is so freaking evil. But Saki meets Aya, and Aya's like, oh, sorry, she just left. And then somehow Uika got to the ferryman, like the same guy who dropped Saki off. She got there like record speed. Like the boat horned just a little while ago. It's already past noon. How did she get there so fast? Okay, ignoring that. Uika takes one last look at her home and boards the boat. And of course, just as Morpheus said, Saki is too late. And then Morpheus tells Saki that Uika's like low-key gonna die. Like she told her that in this dream, Uika is in some kind of weird loop. I'm not sure if she's implying that Uika dies in each loop. Actually, she might totally be implying that. Uika told Aya that she just kind of hangs out in the village until Saki comes back, or until Uika just dies. And we all know Saki is not coming back. Ooh, wow. I thought Umari's dream was dark. So Morpheus is like, suck, we're moving on. And Saki is submerged in water. However, she is quickly woken up by Mutsumi, my fave, my Pookie. So, welcome to Rimbilliton, which is a mining city based on Australia. Oh my god, wait. Mutsumi with an Australian accent? Oh, wait, that's so fun. Wait, let me get to it. So Mutsumi is a goddess. She is a rabbit, which is adorable. And for some reason, she's the only member to not only remember Saki and Avimuji, but to be aware she's in a dream. Surprise! Minami-chan and Taokun are here, and Mutsumi calls her Mum. M-U-M! I feel insane. Can you imagine any of these girls with the accents? Oh, I can't. So Saki is very obviously confused because Minami and Mutsumi have a suspiciously healthy relationship, and they invite Saki for dinner. Also, Operator Warmy is here too. She's not important. So Mutsumi is aware she's in a dream and that everything is fake, and she tells Saki she's like, okay, I'll go back. But Mutsumi asks for one final goodbye with this fake family she's built in her dream, because in this dream her family is dirt poor, but they're close, and she doesn't have the ties of being an entertainer's child, which is so messed up. This is the dream that made me the most sad beside, like, Uika. Like, my girl just wants a simple life. So Mutsumi's family and their other friends ask her to play guitar, and guess what she plays? Guess what she freaking plays? She plays Haruhikage! My jaw was on the floor when she started playing Haruhikage on a classical guitar. She wants to be with Kreishik. She misses Kreishik. Also, I wish that Arknights would play the music, but alas. And so Saki watches this, and she's immediately like, oh, I can't force Mutsumi to wake up from this dream. She looks so happy. She looks so much happier than she's ever been with her. My heart. So Saki runs off, and of course Morpheus is back to ruin her day and brag about how awesome she is, which diva behavior, I fear. But Mutsumi actually chases after Saki, and also, Mutsumi knows about Morpheus, and it's just like, whatever. But gas, plot twist, Mutsumi is not the only one in this dream. Remember all those altars Mutsumi had as a kid that just kind of like, they just screwed off when she started playing guitar? They're all here. Every single member of her family and, like, their friends, they're all Mutsumi's altars. And it's actually kind of crazy how many of them she has. Like, ooh, my poor girl is so traumatized. So even Mutsumi is like, we don't like you, Saki, because you're trying to wake up Mutsumi-chan. And I think the other Mutsumi altars will disappear if main Mutsumi wakes up. But then evil Mutsumi is like, ooh, but if you stay in a dream with us, we can all be happy. And Saki's like, no. So she pushes Saki off a cliff. Oh my god, this girl cannot catch a break. And the Haruhikage lyrics are playing during this. Diabolical behavior, let me tell you. So Saki is just falling through limbo, remembering her feelings, while trying to wake up the other girls, and she wakes up back in the Castle of Dreams. Morpheus is there to be a nuisance when, plot twist, Saki didn't actually wake any of the Avimuji members. So remember all of like the super abrupt endings to the dreams? They were very intentional. So Nyamu wanted to remain rich and famous, which honestly, I can't even blame her. Umini is like, I'm fine living like this, TBH. And then the Mutsumis decided that they don't need Saki. And then also Uika's like quote-unquote rejection was just evil. Because it's literally just the silent dock where Uika left and Saki was left behind. Ugh, evil. So Saki unfortunately lost a bet, and Morpheus put Saki back in a dream. Saki is back with Rose Island and wakes up with Vigna, Iris, and Benna. But the timeline of this dream is a little different from the beginning of the event. The gang are heading to a different part of Victoria, Saki's home. Why is she Victorian? Okay, anyways. So Iris and Benna, the two fairies, they go to the children of like this little town, and this townsperson recognizes Saki, and she's like, ooh, you should go surprise your parents. So naturally, Saki is going through it while she makes her way to her dreamland, like childhood home or whatever, and she opens the door to... She opens the door to Kiyosugu, like just happily cooking food, and he's being a dad. He learned how to cook for Saki, and he sees her and he's all like worried that she lost weight, and I feel ill. So while Kiyosugu was like fawning over Saki's return, she hears piano, and you already know my head was in my hands. And like the whole time, Saki's like, I know she's dead. I know I was at her funeral. This is a dream. But then she can't stop herself. She can't stop herself from going to see her. Because like, how could you not? I feel so ill. Somebody get this girl therapy. So the Togawas have dinner together. I can't do this. Saki looks so happy. She's so scrunkly, cutie angel. And the whole time, Saki's like, she knows Kiyotsugu is a deadbeat drunk, and she knows that Mizuho is dead, but she like, she can't stop herself from smiling. She can't stop herself from crying. So she goes on a walk with her mom, and she selfishly asks her to go over Mizuho's memories of Saki, specifically after Mizuho died in, like, the real world. Because Saki wants to start believing in the sweet dream. And while these two are having, like, a mother-daughter bonding moment, Vigna crashes a goddamn car and almost hits Saki. I don't know what was going on there. So obviously Saki goes to help with the girls, and she finds out that they'll be leaving soon, and she's like, oh no, I should go and get out of this dream, but like, my dead mom is here. Tough decision. She quickly talks to Iris, and she asks what happens when someone doesn't wake up from a dream, and Iris is like, no fairy is ever gonna do that, because the worst thing that could happen is a child will be unable to discern reality from fiction. Sound like a modern day problem to me, what? So Saki is weighing her options, because she knows better than to indulge in the sweet dream, but she could easily stay with her family forever in this dream, and she stays! She goes to stay with her family, and she catches up with her mom about Abimuji, and I simply must read this out to you. I have a drummer who constantly clashes with me over just about everything, though her ambition and hardworking nature are second to none. We resemble sisters in arms more than we do friends. I have a bassist whose technique is superb. She handles all our behind-the-scenes work, schedules included, with great diligence. As a colleague, there could be no one more trustworthy. I have a guitarist vocalist who excels at songwriting. She has her own work as an idol to take care of, but in spite of how busy it makes her, she never ceases to support me. And I have another guitarist. We've been friends since childhood. She was always there for me, even when I left home and was all alone. Incredible day to be a Mutsisaki shipper. I hate this game. I hate this series. Abimuji is so special to Saki. So Mizuho asks Saki if she's going to go back and look for her friends, and Saki admits she's scared of leaving Mizuho behind and never being able to see her mother again. And I feel so insane. Because we see Saki's memories of her life after Mizuho's death, and there's this like extra gut-wrenching feeling to it, because they use arknights backgrounds that have other sentimental memories to me as a longtime fan. Like, I don't know how to describe it. But Saki's like, you're right, I need to go, I gotta get out of here. But not until her mother reveals that she herself knows she isn't real, because she couldn't possibly bear any memories of Saki after the real Mizuho already passed away. But she still treats Saki like a mother would, and Saki gets hit with the, if you love me, let me go. And, the CG, it's so good. All of the CGs from this event are so good, but this one is just so special. So, Saki's dreamland parents wish her farewell, and she runs back to Vigna and the others. Okay, so back to the other girls. In Lungmen, Nyamu is going through it because she has been suspended in her own house out of fear that someone's gonna try and kidnap her. Again. Thanks, Saki. So she doesn't have anything to do, so she finally goes and finds her drumsticks to hit the drums once more. Ooh, development. But she, like, sucks at drums now? Sad. Now, over in Shirakuza, Umari is getting scolded by this family boss for, like, not killing Saki like he wanted her to. And then the guy drops, like, the whole villain speech of, oh, you were just a pawn. I don't give a damn about you. Saki was right. Girl, you should have listened. Then, in Colombia, Uika's goddamn ship gets, like... What's the word? Like a storm takes the ship and it sinks. There's a word for that, right? When a ship floods and then it sinks. They're probably... Anyways, Uika's freaking ship sinks. And then finally in Rimbilliton, Mutsumi is getting frustrated because she can't get her guitar to sing like she wants it to. We have done this dance before, girly. But I think it's kind of funny how they say, like, a classical guitar could never make the sound of an electric. I don't know why I found that so funny. But Mutsumi is also upset at the evil Mutsumis because nobody's telling her where Saki went, which, by the way, don't all the alters see what the hosts see? And these Mutsumis are like, they're like a hive mind. How did they manage to block out the main Mutsumi? Anyways, the evil Mutsumis are low-key tormenting her. Poor girl. Now, okay, this transition is absolutely insane because we're back at the Castle of Dreams with the line, center stage, Mutsumi lies in a pool of blood. Like, dog, what? So I guess Morpheus is bored again, and she's making Wolf and the Credence act out like a play. Very specific scene choice. But Saki swoops in and interrupts the play, cause she got that nightmare-repelling necklace from Iris, and it helped wake her up from her dream to confront Morpheus. Now, I gotta say, this next scene caught me off guard a little bit, cause Saki casts Originium Arts, which, may I remind you, is Arknight's version of, like, magic. Actually, Saki's Arknight's wiki page says that she and the other Avimuji members, other than, like, Nyamu, I don't know why, they're the first Earthlings, which is Arknight's classification for collab characters that came from Earth. So she and the other girls are the first Earthlings who can inflict arts damage since, like, Tachanka from the Rainbow Six Siege collab, which might sound absolutely insane if you're not an Arknights player. And trust me, it was. When that came out, that was so random. Actually, I don't even know why Tachanka has an arch damage skill. Okay, wait. He throws a grenade in a skill that deals arch damage. Okay, so that feels like it could easily be just like an arts-infused weapon. So what the hell are these literal high schoolers doing? How can they wield arts? Okay, whatever. So Saki casts Originium Arts and has a literal magical girl transformation. Like, it says her clothing begins to transform. It's a little goofy, I can't lie. But she changes to her Master of Melodia skin and starts playing the piano because, you know, you can't have a Bandori collab without music coming in to save the day. So her piano reaches the other girls within their dreams. Mutsumi hears the song and she begs for help, and Mortis comes in and saves her from the evil Mutsumis. Well, I think it's Mortis. Like, I guess there's technically no way of knowing for sure, but, like, who else would it be? I need Arknights to add voice acting to their stories so bad. Oh my god. And then, as Umari is surrounded by these mafioso, suddenly, my king, Francis, and the boys jump in and start throwing fists to save her, and it's actually, like, so beautiful. Umari is like, no, I can't leave the dream, you guys are gonna disappear. And the boys are like, it's okay, we'll always remember you when we have our parties. Like, found family is so beautiful. Then there's Nyamu. I don't even know what's going on here. She somehow gets past the guards at her house and is live streaming her getting chased down by the police. I mean, go crazy, girl. That's iconic behavior. Finally, Uika is quite literally drowning and is remembering the lyrics of Imprisoned 12 when she hears Saki's piano and finally remembers her name. Aww. And so, with this song, Saki faces off Morpheus in this weirdly hard boss fight. I've been seeing people talk about this event. It's hard. It's a really hard event for no reason. Especially this boss fight, Morpheus has this annoying gimmick where she stops an operator from, like, attacking and drains their HP stupidly fast. I had to brute force the hell out of this stage, but it was totally worth it because Evan Mujica is so back, baby. And they performed the collab exclusive song, In Your Blue Eyes. Absolutely beautiful. Now, can we talk about the models in this animation? Like, if you truly don't know anything about Arknights, then know that this is the first time that Arknights has ever made 3D models for collab. And not only that, but they made a whole song and animated it. I will say, I think it's funny that you can tell Arknights' hand animations are not on par with Bandari's because they refuse to zoom in on the hands for too long. But honestly, I can't be too mad because animating like individual fingers to play accurately is hard. And it's already crazy enough that they made 3D models of like this quality for a collab. Okay, it's a few days after I wrote the script. Arknights recently posted a special animation for the Avimuji collab, and it is Miss Vigna and her girls, Blaze, Scotty, Angelina, and Ray, and they did a cover of Kill Kiss, and like the animation on that goes crazy. Like I think it's accurate. I don't know how to play Kill Kiss, but like they animated it and they zoom in on the guitar and like not the drums. They zoom in on like the keyboard and everything. So I don't know why they didn't do that for the actual Avimuji girls. But I guess to be fair, the Avimuji skins that are for this event are pretty detailed. And they have a lot of like, what's the word? They have a lot of frilly parts. So maybe that's why they didn't want to deal with like the clipping of that, which is fair. Anyways, back to the video. So, with the power of music and friendship, Saki gets everyone to wake up and they're all in their super cute collab skins, which I did in fact buy, and it took a piece of my soul. Not because I spent real money, because you don't have to spend real money on skins in Arknights. What up? But because the currency you use to buy skins is also used to pool in the gacha. Like, that was 27 pools that I used on skins. Ugh. Anyways, the girls are reunited. Yay! And Saki telling them that she missed them all made me a little emotional when I first read this. Like, she loves her bandmates, guys. Oh, right, so Morpheus is freaking the hell out now because all of her captives are awake. And then goddamn Wolf comes in and stops Morpheus from attacking the girls. Ooh, I knew you were a real one, brother. So it tries to fight Morpheus, but honestly, it's no match for her. And right as Morpheus is low-key about to kill all of them, Miss Iris comes in and captures Morpheus. Yamu and Umari's reactions are hilarious, cause like, reminder, they literally just woke up and are now watching these furries fight. This event is great. Saki faints. I'm honestly surprised she hadn't done so earlier, cause she's been going through it. But she wakes up to Iris in the castle dreams, although Iris technically hasn't met Saki, cause Saki's only been dreaming about her this entire time. And then Iris reveals that her grandma was probably helping Saki this whole time. Remember the old woman in Victoria, the grandma in Siracusa, the old woman in Colombia, and then the townsperson who recognized Saki in her like dreamland hometown in Victoria. So I guess those were all like Iris's grandma helping her out. This whole sequence was like so nothing. I'm sure it has something to do with like Iris's event. I don't care. So Iris asks Saki if she could ever forgive Morpheus, and Saki's like, you know what? I'm glad she put me through all that. I guess it helped her realize, like, oh, I don't really know my bandmates as well as I thought I did, and you know what, girl, good for you. Finding the best in this, frankly, insane situation. Iris is naturally a little surprised, and we find out that Morpheus was just a girl. She was disowned by her parents and tormented by other kids, and I think was too traumatized to leave the Castle of Dreams because of it. I can't lie, that's tough. Maybe she really was just lonely. But, like, she also put Saki and the girls through the horrors. So, I don't know, man. But Iris tells Saki that she'll refer the girls to Rose Island to help them find their way back home, which is a great segue for me to really quickly talk about how cute some of their voice lines are. Because, like, none of the collab stories are canon to Arknight stories, but they are interacting with Rhode Islands within, like, their own canon. So, like, Saki, of course, properly met Vigna, Iris, and Benna outside of the dream. Uika became pretty good friends with Operator Estesia over their love for stars. Mutsumi hangs out in Operator Perfumer's garden, and she made friends with the robots of Rhode Island, which is so cute. Operator KOB and the other operators like to feed Umari, which is so... oh my god. And Yamu likes to help out at Operator Golden Glow Salon, where she does makeup for the others. Like, they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to incorporate Rose Island into their lives, but they did, and I think that's so awesome. So Saki goes back to the Avimuji girls, and it looks like Morpheus's punishment for causing so much trouble is hard labor, building a stage. How do I say this word? Somniloquy. What? So, Somniloquium Serenum ends with Evan Mujica welcoming Terra to their world. Final thoughts. I, as a longtime Arknights and Banditti fan, had so much fun with this event. Arknights and Banditti were my first gacha games like 5 or 6 years ago. Actually, I got my 5-year milestone medal in Arknights on the day that the Evan Muji collab dropped, which is a beautiful coincidence. And I think the fusion of these two like worlds was handled pretty well. I think there were some parts that was a little goofy, like Saki using Originium arts or whatever, but all in all, pretty good. I think even if you low-key hate tower defense games, like a lot of people I know seem to do, shaking my head, you guys are missing out. I would give this event a read. There's a lot of references to the original source material, and I really think it does the girls justice. Oh, also, you should definitely read the girls' module stories. Just go on like the wiki, go to their operator modules. They're all really awesome. I think that's all from me. Bye-bye.